All right, let's get cracking. Another 6 teams with a week off, another set of 6 games to tickle our fancy. Let's take a look at the best, the worst, and even the bits we struggled to give a toss about in hot or not. All right, I'm going first this week, and you'll like this one. In keeping with the St Kilda opening to the show, my first hot goes to Seb Ross. Probably not that widely known to people outside the red, white and black persuasion, but played his 50th game, and boy, did he turn it on. Sometimes guys play milestone games and the pressure gets to them, but he was fantastic. Ended up not a run-with role, but loosely opposed to Paddy Dangerfield, who was good, but I thought Seb Ross was better. In fact, I thought he was a clear best on ground. Just a terrific game, and another one to add to that growing and very capable midfield band.
And another great product of the Watson clan. Look,
they're cousins, aren't they?
First cousins. And it took Job about 50 games to find his best self and grow into that big-ass body of his. I just think Seb Ross is tracking to be a really good AFL midfielder. I had him best on ground as well, so well done.
Enough, Saints. Your go.
My hot or not is hot off the presses, and it is Iceland. Sort of sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? Hot, Iceland, but they knocked England out of Euro 2016. They got a population of 300,000. I mean, I grew up thinking Iceland was this barren sort of landscape of glaciers. Now kids probably think it's a suburb full of meth labs, but whatever it is, it doesn't sound like somewhere that you're going to produce world-class football. So England out of the Euros on the weekend, Britain out of Europe, and by the way, with Britain leaving Europe, I reckon that's great, but they're not coming here to stay.
No, I wasn't there at the England-Iceland game, but I did wake up and watch the second half.
Is there any Aussie that wasn't barracking for Iceland?
It was pretty fantastic, and a fair dose of karma, I think it's fair to say. Okay, a not for me next, and it is Thursday night football. Not in isolation, because I think as a TV spectacle it's worked quite well, but why on earth are we having the Thursday night games during the bye rounds when we've only got 6 games? I mean, talk about spreading your product too thin. It was a pretty barren weekend apart from your Saints, I thought. And, we had a great Thursday night game. Why did it have to be Thursday night? Can't we have the Thursday night games either before the bye rounds or after? I know there's a lot of logistical issues with scheduling, but this is a problem they've created for themselves, I think. And there's only so much footy to go around. I think we've spread it far too thinly over the bye weeks by having a game on Thursday night as well.
Here. As a good mate of mine, Fitzy, used to say, thin as a boarding house scrape.
Okay, your turn.
I go for a too hot. Now, this takes a bit of sort of working through, and you've got to think about it, but GWS are a genuine chance to finish top 2. Mm-hmm. If they do, they could make a grand final, and they are a team that's been engineered by the AFL to succeed because they want to capture the hearts and minds of a big chunk of Sydney's population, but too hot. If they happened to win the flag this year, it's a disaster for the AFL because they'll have done so ahead of the curve and with not enough members. They had 10,000 on the weekend. How do you get people to engage in a club that's already won a flag with no members? What do they do to top that? It could be the greatest, over-engineering and disaster in planning since the Yellow Peril. But the Yellow Peril being something here in Melbourne, not people.
No, fair comment. Too hot. I've got that really bad song by Coolio in about 1995 from a really bad movie about teachers. I can't remember her name, but she plays a teacher in a ghetto school, and there's that Too Hot by Coolio. Don't remember
was
that?
Almost in it. He was always a teacher.
Oh, I can't remember. I've been told to hurry it up. Actor. Enough pop culture references.
Fair enough.
Okay, I've got another not to finish, and it's a bit of an obvious one. The Hawthorn jumpers on Sunday. Now, I know straight off the top, I know it was for cancer. I know it was for the Tasmanian Cancer Council. But Hawthorn, they just continue to raise the bar in the art of vomitous jumpers. Now, we went back to, we had the Power Rangers one a couple of years ago. We had the Harlequin one, going all the way back to 1990. I mean, they have set the standard. They surpassed themselves this week with the licorice, all sorts. Is there a more incompatible colour scheme than pink and brown? I seriously doubt it.
Works in snooker.
It does.
You're really stepping into dangerous territory because it's for breast cancer awareness, and also they with Jared Ruffhead, have a particularly heartfelt involvement this year in cancer awareness.
No, I know. Don't make me look like the bad guy. I'm just saying from a purely aesthetic point of view.
They were going to have white stripes as well, but Buller protested because it infringed Neapolitan ice cream laws.
Okay, white stripes. There's another music reference. Okay, you finish off.
There was a bit of a controversy last week during your rant.
Why?
Let's have a look at the footage and listen carefully to something that happened around the 48-second mark.
You know when Finey's upset because he doesn't actually talk, he just sort of lowers his head and nods like that.
Not good.
It's like being told off, by your mum, I'm going to get sent to my room. By your mum, I'm going to get sent to my room.
Do you or do you not deny doing a Bernie Vince during your rant?
I absolutely deny it.
Well, you can't because you've been got. The show's going well, and I've extended the budget. Sorry, mate. I've extended the budget to include some thermal imaging technology made famous by Channel 9's Hotspot. This is the third camera, the camera that you didn't know was on you last week, and people might not realise you do your rant standing up. Let's have a look. Let's go to Hotspot.
I'm telling you, I was framed on this. I know. I noticed it myself because people said there was a noise which came about 10 seconds after I suspiciously lifted my... Hey, trust me, everyone, if I'm going to drop my guts, you're all going to know about it. Trust me. He'll be running off for set and I will cheerfully put up my hand. I did not fart during my rant, Mark Fine.
Yeah, it reminds me of some of the controversial decisions during the Ashes in England. Did he or did he not touch it? I pay for the technology. The third umpire's given you out, brother.
We cover all the big topics on this show.